The Man-Eaters of Jongo, A Tale of Adventure, by Douglas Dorda, as read by the author. The Devil of Darwin 4. The beast drew near, and I leveled my sights in the same way I had a score of times before. As reported to me, the creature was a most unique thing contrived by some force unknown, though surely bent upon the goal of turning the stomachs of men. The firearm I held was of a formidable size, and as I was told, more than a match for the brute descending upon Mara and me. I was glad of the enormity of the weapon, as it helped to weigh me down in the damnable alien gravity that thwarted my every step. It took Mara and I almost the entire cycle of this planet, a cycle being a day relative to the celestial body one finds oneself upon, due to the awkward spongy nature of the Terra and considerable low gravity of Darwin 4. Now, the hideous master of such odd nature slithered toward us with something of a concerning rapidity. "Sir, the creature is within range of a kill shot," reported the voice of my stalwart companion, Mara. "That it may be, Mara, but I haven't seen the whites of its eye. You know I do not take a shot without first looking them in the eye." "Of course, old man," she said. "Though, sir, the creature is not in possession of what you would recognize as eyes." She spoke resolutely, though I could always recognize the tremulous doubt that riddled her emotions just before a mission completion. "Damn you, Mara, you know what I mean." Perhaps I should mention that she was entirely correct. The abomination resembled an enormous python that had the head of a bat and thousands of legs like a centipede. As it slithered on its hide, a sort of scaly carapace, the animal reflected light like a mirror, which made the creature equal parts horrific and confounding. The lack of a sight appendage did nothing to rattle me, for I knew where the heart of the creature beat. I always knew. I depressed the button of the weapon, loading it. A most awful cry reverberated from a sort of soft flap under the beast, and I knew it was about to mount an assault. I found the trigger, and midway through my depression I heard Mara say, "Sir, do not forget to engage the dampener." My shot was true, and I bore witness to the creature practically evaporating from existence. However, I saw the phenomenon as I was hurtled backward at a most alarming rate. I had just enough time to think how the dampener would supposedly have eliminated the kick of the weapon before I struck something sickeningly solid. I awoke the next day in the odd infirmary provided for us upon the vessel that carried Mara and I to each mission. Mara stood at the end of the bed with the weapon I had discharged in her arms. "The dampener can be found, rather conveniently, within finger reach of the left hand's grip, sir," she said. She then made a ridiculous flourish of showing me where the apparatus was located. "I might be from the past, my dear, but I know bloody well how to press a button." Mara arched her eyebrow, and the slightest twitches in her expression served as the perfect rebuttal to my weightless defense. "Each and every bone in your body was shattered as you made impact. Your internal organs were rendered into something resembling jelly, and only one quart of blood remained in your body. By the time we scooped you up, and I mean scooped you up, you were little more than a steak with a pulse." "You paint such clear pictures with your words, Mara. You should be an artist, not working for these capitalists." "Artists do not have access to the types of healing bay that these capitalists provide. Without their technology, you would still be a puddle on Darwin 4. That's the last time you can use the healing bay without incurring radiation poisoning, by the way. It would do you well to be a little more careful." Her words, though jovially delivered in her way, sent images of my wife and daughter racing through my mind. I couldn't bear the thought of them not knowing I had died. I was so far from home. So far away. I dashed aside the regrettable thoughts and got back to the mission at hand. For my life, I thank you, Mara. Now, the animal was felled, I presume?
Indeed, sir. The terraforming efforts can now resume on schedule. Barring your incident, this is your 12th successful mission. If you complete another 8 missions as efficiently, you may return home.
Home, I thought. How wonderful it would be to see home again. I tossed off the sheet that now seemed a prison and began to dress with a renewed sense of steel purpose. Mara, I want you to contact Mission Control and alert them to our need of a new assignment. I'd like to be off within the cycle if it pleases you.
I anticipated that you would regain consciousness at this time. I have already contacted Mission Control, and we've been greenlit to hunt a most peculiar brute on Hawking 10. We are being sent the exact coordinates currently, and we should be able to launch in a moment or two.
Splendid, I said. The sooner the work was done, the sooner I could go home.